sector. We ensure that you are abreast of the facts and you know what's happening in the sector when investing, when buying a property, when renting or leasing a property. Of course, I'm not here this morning. I'm here with Barrister Kasme. And Barrister, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. Morning, sir.
How's your
Good morning, Lagos. I'm good.
How's your weekend?
To watch out.
As a Hart family.
Everybody's good.
Look at you. What's the shirt called?
Those are Gabbana.
Those are Gabbana. But there's something the shirt is called in fashion.
Adira.
Vintage. Looking like a 25-year-old young man.
I thank God for
With
that.
all the strength. Okay, Barrister, let's jump in. When I was taking the news, you were not here, but you listened in, and when you got into the studio, you said there's a correction that has to be provided. Not to me, of course. I didn't cook this news. I mean, it's in the space, it's in the media space. But what's your opinion? The news where the government said they're going to be compensating those whose properties were eaten at the right of way. What's your opinion on that?
Yes, my opinion on that is that Lagos State government said they're going to compensate those who can provide valid title documents. To me, legally, that is absolutely wrong. Under the Land Use Act, government has a duty to pay compensation whenever they acquire land or property for public purpose. So, for instance, land or property that is situated in rural villages, like my own village, the express road goes across our community. And in the rural communities, they don't have title documents. What the law requires of them is if there are witnesses, oral tradition, who can confirm that this land belongs to Mr. XYZ or so family. So that also applies anywhere in Nigeria, because Land Use Act is a federal law enacted by the National Assembly
That supersedes state law.
that supersedes state law, and the operation of compensation is also derivable from the Land Use Act and in the Constitution, not any specific law made by the state. So Lagos State government should take correction from this. Because individuals who own properties in the rural village, just like an example I have given, they don't have title documents. But if oral tradition confirms for witnesses that this land belongs to that family or person, can the government deny them of compensation because they don't have C of O? That is absolutely wrong. But those who have C of O, government will also ask them to come forward and tender it. Even if they don't have C of O, if they have any reside instrument to show ownership, for example, reside deed of conveyance or deed of assignment. In the East, they make use of power of attorney. If that power of attorney is registered or not registered, if they can support it to oral tradition confirmation, that is what the law is, and not the line they are playing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Barrister. I hope we have that on record. It's going to be on our podcast on YouTube, on I think few snippets on TikTok, on Instagram as well. And of course, it's going to be on Top Radio's platform with a link to go to the YouTube platform. That's what you get here on Property 360. In case you just tuning in, this is Top Radio 90.9 FM, and of course, this is Property 360, the number one real estate and urban life program. Let's talk about something that doesn't show up in glossy property broking, but every Lagosian knows it too well. I'm talking about the smell of Lagos. That's the title of today's show. The smell of Lagos. That thick, sour smell that greets you when a Loma truck rumbles past. The kind of smell that clings to the air after rainfall when blocked gutters release everything they've been holding in. And what's shocking is this isn't just happening in the so-called rough areas. We talk about Ajigule, talk about Pata. You catch the same stench in Lekki, in Ikoyi, even on some corners of Victoria Island. So the question is, why does our mega city smell this bad? Every day, Loma trucks move across the city collecting waste, but the coverage is inconsistent. Some neighborhoods say the truck doesn't show up for the week, or for some weeks. When bins overflow, people pour the waste into the drainage, and when the rain comes, it washes everything down the streets and into the lagoons. Barrister, this is a strong talking point. Lagos is a beautiful city. And like they say, it is the center of excellence. You cannot doubt that.
Yes.
Lagos is one step some will say 10 steps ahead of every other state in the country in terms of education, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of technology. Anything. I mean, you look at the tech movement around the world, Lagos seems to be at the front footing ahead of every other person, every other state in the country. But there is the smell of Lagos. It's a terrible smell that will choke you. If you stay in a restaurant, that restaurant has to be properly covered. If not, you cannot eat in that restaurant. The streets of Lagos stink. Now, you know, on this show, what we do is we appraise Lagos all the time. We try to portray Lagos in the best light. But I think today, let us tackle something as in-house, we're children of Lagos, we're a child of Lagos. And let's tackle something that has been bothering us for a long time. But first of all, what's your opinion?
It's disheartening to hear about this. First of all, Lagos is first among all our airports. Yes, they are opportunity to be in the first position, not necessarily by effort, because after the establishment of the first capital of Nigeria in Calabar during the colonial era, Lagos became the second capital of Nigeria before Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida moved it to Abuja after the coup, the Fed coup. So during those periods, the federal might institutions, monies were pumped into Lagos to develop Lagos as the federal capital. So no other state has derived that kind of attention, just like as Abuja is deriving now. So that is why Lagos has leveraged on that, not because of any other thing. They leverage on that. If any other state had been developed, the federal government developed Lagos, the seaport, the airport, everything, head offices of even oil companies. So that is by the way. That is the point. The stench oozing in Lagos is appalling. I've already said it. There are many ways they can tidy up things and make it look, appealing. The normal vehicles are nothing to write on. As they are moving, the rubbish is dropping on the ground, on the road, littered. Even some of the areas where people go and dump their waste on the express road, they don't come frequently to even pick it up. There are some places in Nigeria that they don't even come. I've asked the residents. For instance, in Abuja, GRA, they don't come. Even when they come, they will give them very high bills that people
will shrink away from.
Yes, they will say they will not pay. You pay for services rendered. They know when service is rendered once in 2 months or 3 months, you come with a exorbitant bills and for people to pay. It's really outrageous. This also applies in other locations in Lagos I cannot come and begin to mention. So the city is currently not what it should be because there are dates littering everywhere. Government should look into that and make sure that these normal vehicles or whatever PSP vehicles they call it should be up and doing. And even the cost too should also be looked at because the costs I have seen, for instance, in the Komu area or Agege and all that, very, very exorbitant, and which people can even challenge themselves. Give us the breakdown of the indices at which you arrive at this cost. So that is the point. So when you place the cost, the derivative up there that people cannot pay, there will be tendency for them to, employ self-help and begin to dispose the waste by themselves because people don't have money. That is the truth, especially the low class.
Barrister, last year we reached out to the Commissioner of Environment, Mr. Wahab Tukumbo.
He sent in
he was supposed to come, but I think he was indisposed. He sent in the executives of the You were here in that show.
Yes, yeah.
And they promised that there were several steps that Lagos State is taking towards introducing new vehicles and turning waste into usable energy. I think we'll try and see if we can reach out to Mr. Wahab Tukumbo. Maybe this coming week to see if maybe he could send people from the Loma office to come talk about how far they've gone, how much progress they've made in the promise that they gave on the show. Let's go on a quick music break. This is a property show, and those who not only listen to property shows are those who are millionaires, people who've got money. But we are breaking that barrier. We want you to be comfortable to listen in on property shows. If you have issues and maybe you're in an uncomfortable situation with your landlord, or maybe a tenant is bothering the landlord. I want you to be able to listen in, be abreast of the fact, and maybe even call in, or maybe come to the studio and talk about the problem. Lagos Don't Touch That. This is Top Radio 90.9 FM. This is Property 360. My name is Aaron Set. See you shortly after the here and around the globe. Top Radio is located in Allen Avenue, Ikeja, Lagos. I'm not here alone this morning here with my very good friend and senior brother. His name is Barrister Kasme Anyang. Barrister, how you doing?
Cool, always cool.
Let's introduce yourself as we normally do on the show.
Yes.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Barrister Kasmia Nyanjukwanya. I'm from Umumu, Ngobala, Imo State, the royal family of Anyango.
Mm-hmm.
I am a member of Rotary Club of Ikeja South, the Rokejas. I am a founding partner of One Small Partners.
All right, let's go into the next part of the show. Barrister, let's talk about the Loma buses. I almost said the BRT vehicles, the Loma trucks. Let's talk about the Loma trucks. And those vehicles, so many of them look dilapidated, looks tired and one of life. Those vehicles leak water. They leak bad water. Last year we heard about the outbreak of, was it dysentery? In Lagos State, cholera in Lagos State, and we know where cholera comes from. Cholera comes from flies perching on things and then perching on food, food poisoning, then spread into society. And when you look at the state of those trucks and the fact that those trucks leak water on the way, it's bothering. Barrister, I mean, it doesn't matter where you go to in Lagos. If you go to Ikoyi, the very place where the big boys stay, you go to Lekki, you go to Victoria Island, this same thing happens everywhere. The vehicles are not different, they're almost the same. And I remember asking that question when we had representative from the state government here. We said, why don't we have it like we have it in the overseas?
Yes.
In the overseas, those trucks have pipe that is connected to the source when, you know the way the truck works.
Yes.
The vehicle takes in the dirt and then compresses the dirt. It is in compressing that dirt that you have those water sieve out and then pour on the street. Why don't they have a proper compartment where when it compresses the dirt, it leaks into the piping system and the pipe takes it into the gutter? So therefore, when a truck stops, the truck instantly drops the pipe into the gutter. When it is compressed, that smell goes into the gutter. If it's inside the gutter, the smell will be reduced. But the fact that it stays on the street and then sun has to, the sun will do its job, the smell will start evaporating and then it messes up the entire space. And of course, we're talking about human life, the risk of one's health. You have flies perching on those things. In several places, you have people selling food. And then we talk about cholera outbreak, we talk about society suffering and outbreak. But it's not far-fetched. I think this is part of the problem we're facing.
Yes. I think some of those vehicles, those trucks are special purpose built. As in, those vehicles are built for special purposes. The purpose is waste collection. I have taken time to look at some of them. I think some of them have those facilities inbuilt in those vehicles. But the problem is the usage. The truck driver and the conductor, the people that follow them. If you watch some of them, they're supposed to put on their nose masks.
They don't.
Wear hand gloves. They don't.
They don't.
And they will walking inside those refuse, inside the truck. Human beings, they will use their bare hands and be touching the refuse. These are human beings. And they also go home and they have wives and children.
Not to interrupt you, I saw one eating bread the other day with the very hand.
I watched
like it was so dirty.
Yeah.
He actually had his hand on the bread.
Yes.
And was eating just after he picked refuse from somewhere.
Lagosians can confirm what I'm saying. I have seen them. Over 80% or even 99% of them don't wear nose masks. Both the drivers and them. You say, what did we have? These people portray showing to the outer world. Now, these are the same people that you tell them that these vehicles have this facility. They will not use those things. Because if those vehicles are not like any other vehicle, they are purposely built for special purpose. And those things will be there. But they will not use it. So that is our attitude here.
Are we sure those vehicles have those facility working, or it's just there for decoration?
Human beings have made them to be there now for decoration. The drivers and the operators of those vehicles don't use it. So it is now there as for decoration purposes. Because if they use them, and because of our lousiness in this part of the world, everything is, we are always careful towards our attitude towards many things are very horrible. So if they should be using those things, they will get the best benefit of dividends of their services. Because individuals who are supposed to be cleaning as cleaning agents become agents of contamination, dispersing and crossbreeding, and in biology there's something called cross-pollination in fertilization of flowering plants.
Where bees and flies will take the
they
same
be acting as bees and they cross-pollinating and they,
germs and
distributing cholera and diseases as the vehicles move. So those human beings become agents like bees, cross-pollinating and distributing diseases everywhere. This is very horrible.
So I have a follow-up question. Who doesn't know think we rehearsed this? Because your response is precisely what I needed. And now, should we blame these workers or these employees of the government? Of course, many will say they are not direct employees of the government, maybe indirect. But do we blame them, or we blame those who put them in charge of these vehicles?
We blame those who put them in charge. Government should have a way of monitoring them.
Because Barrister, it's so easy to blame the man who drives the truck and the conductor who helps him conducting, put him in the refuge and doesn't use the vehicle. But before you give these people the keys to this vehicle and tell them that you are responsible for cutting off the debts and the waste in people's houses in Lagos, are you supposed to teach them how to use the vehicles? Meaning that these people are supposed to be trained personnel. If they are trained personnel and they're certified, they would know how to use that vehicle perfectly. They will know how to use all of the assets of that vehicle. But these guys, like you said, and maybe someone can call in and correct us, they do not know how to use that vehicle.
Yes.
I've seen some of those trucks that are still new with this piping system that can drain out the water. They don't use it.
They don't use it.
They do not use it.
Yes.
Those guys don't even care for their safety.
They
don't wear
give a
safety
hoot.
boots. They don't wear safety boots.
Nothing.
They don't wear masks
Don't
on
wear
their faces.
masks.
They don't wear hand gloves.
Yes.
So are you telling me that the government does not know that these guys handle this thing with such lackadaisical behavior? Are you saying that they do not? I think they can see.
Government ought to have seen them. Since I have seen them, and any other Lagosians have seen them, government ought to have seen them. They are human beings like us. These guys sit right in there with those wastes, with the feces.
They stay in right. They stay there.
Man, it's very horrible. It's very horrible.
They stay there.
Seeing human beings.
They stay there
They
exchanging
pack these
money.
things with their hands. Yeah.
Yes, and you see them holding money. So there's a serious question in there. So I don't just, I do not think, I don't want to blame these guys because they say charity begins at home. I mean, at the end of the day, when an adult does something wrong, of course you blame them. But I like tackling issues from the root. At the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, who raised these people? I mean, when somebody has done something horrible in society, you say, who raised them? Then you ask, it came from so and so family. It came from so and so family. So when these people do the things that they do, you want to ask yourself, who employed them? So the employer has got to be held responsible.
Exactly.
How did you give them this job without telling them the safety guidelines and them sticking to the safety guidelines? Number one, for their own health, and number two, for the health of the society. We are looking at them we are looking at their safety in terms of don't lose your hands because that machine is dangerous. Don't lose your leg. You got to wear safety boots because you can step into the vehicles and you have broken glasses. You could easily injure himself.
Of course.
So their own safety first, then their health. And so that your health doesn't get contaminated and then you spread it into society. So I think it's wrong.
Yes, government should have a way of checking them. It is government that will blame because if you give them those vehicles or employ them, or even if they are on contract, government should have a way of checking them, monitoring them, ensuring that they adhere to strict safety instructions.
Barrister, would you like to talk for this country? I'll speak pidgin for local palette, for the guy who's on the street, because we have to drive this home. Would you like to talk? We don't do the necessary things that we need to push society forward. But at least what about the basic things? These so small things, the things that are not difficult. Is it so hard for these guys using these vehicles or rendering services to the public while they use these vehicles? Is it so hard for them to wear boots? Is it so hard for them to wear gloves in their hands? Is it so hard for them to wear face masks? I mean, these are the basics.
Yes.
These are the most simplest things.
It's not hard for us as Lagosians, as residents. When they come to pick this waste, you talk to them.
Maybe time we start questioning them.
Do the proper thing. They will even, some of them will even start abusing you, as if you are, Yeah, Medusum Interlocal. Okay,
Please.
but it is the government that has
Barrister-
employed them or given them this platform that should check them.
Barrister, what
Because when
is-
government checks them, they will retreat and do the proper thing.
Barrister, what is Medusum Interlocal?
Medusum Interlocal is a busybody, somebody interfering. The word does not concern him.
Okay.
Apropos, or
I,
what do you call it in the
hopefully this show should be an interesting show.
Yes.
I had several persons, Barrister, who reached out to me because Property 360 has a group, but I also have an extension group, Barrister, and a WhatsApp channel. And so lots of persons reached out to me. They know about this talking point today, so they want to call in on the show to air their opinion. But I'm calling them on. I'll call a few of them on WhatsApp.
Let them call.
Hello, good morning, sir. Mr. Yusuf, good morning. How are you? What part of Lagos are you situated in? Ikorodu. What do you do, sir? A civil servant. What part of Ikorodu do you stay in? What is your definition of the smell of Lagos? What's the smell of Lagos to you? Is it pleasant? Is it terrible?
I think my own location is but if I could talk about my place of work, that's what we're talking about places like the John, we're talking about this Bunaki. I'm sure that people that are still around that vicinity that will show when you hear John, the smell you get from those vicinities, I swear, it's very unpleasant. And even though there are times in which these normal guys would park, like the smell on the normal day is unpleasant on its own. Then days in which those normal guys have now park on the side of the road to park there, and that, oh my God. Especially when you are this Lobona exercise, I really don't, and people still, as I would pass them, I was like, what is this smell?
Wait.
Is it restaurant smell or is it hotel smell? Like, where is this smell always coming from? There's nothing where you pass that side that will not perceive that smell.
Consistently, you perceive that smell there. What's Mr. Yusuf, what's the worry for you about your health? What do you think? What's the worry for you? Like, can you even eat in those environments? You can never do that.
I just feel the government just needs to help us look into it. Because that particular area will be consistent now. Consistent now. So people be like, people don't say, okay, maybe those restaurants are
Thank you so much, Mr. Yusuf. Mr. Yusuf, if you're writing a petition, to the government through legal entities to query the vehicles, the normal vehicles, would you mind giving your signature as one of concerned Lagosians? If so, we have a legal team, and we are trying to write a petition to the Lagos State to help us do better regarding the normal trucks. Would you be willing to give your signature as one of the concerned Lagosians?
These guys are trying. I'll say they're trying to do it. Like, for my own side, they are trying. Because I just need a little improvement.
Okay.
Like, aspect of maybe they come to some, like my own area now, the moment they pass this, there's always this issue of you littering our street with those little there. We expect people to park our gate and at this time too, our environment will make it clean.
All right, Mr. Yusuf, thank you. You don't see the need to. Okay. Thank you so much.
No, I don't see the need.
All right. Do have a lovely day. It's we the individuals. Okay. All right,
I'm
all
not
right.
this normal guy.
All right, we have a few more callers, Mr. Yusuf. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for this
Thank you
one.
very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day.
Thank you. Do have a wonderful day.
Mm. So, Barrister, this is part of the challenges we face in the country. We have talk from two sides of our mouth. So we are not happy with the services being rendered.
Yes.
But then there's the fear. There's the fear of the unknown. If I add my signature to those petitions in the state government and say, oh, withdraw these vehicles, make them better, people back out.
There's nothing to be afraid of.
Exactly. There's
That's
nothing
what
to be afraid of.
afraid of.
There's absolutely nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah.
There's absolutely nothing to be afraid of. Okay, let's go on this quick break. When we come back, we're going to take more calls. Lagos Don't Touch That. This is Property 360 on Top Radio 90.9 FM. We have people situated in several parts of Lagos. We're trying to get them into and get their narrative on the smell of Lagos. I've missed 2 calls already, so I'm trying to call back. And Barrister, let's jump in something else while we expect other calls. When we look at the way the state government seems to be struggling with these vehicles, is it time that they give it to private investors? Maybe let the private sector
The
run it.
Loma.
Yes, maybe allow the private
Yes,
sector run
it's
it.
already in private
Private.
hands. That's why they call it
PSP.
private sector participation.
Is it private enough?
Yes, it is.
No, I'm saying, is this private really yielding results?
That is what I'm saying. When government gives it to private persons, government should monitor them because under the normal law, government has a duty of monitoring. It's not just enough executing contract with them to be rendering those services. The usages, how they go about collecting these waste and disposing them matter. It's not just enough giving them vehicles like the issues we have mentioned. Ensure that they wear those nose masks, put on their safety equipment, and all of that things required of them, so that they should stop being agents of disease cross-pollination in Lagos. That's the word I use.
Okay. So, in my opinion, Barrister, I don't agree with the way. I don't think the private sector is doing enough.
It's not doing
If-
enough.
if- if-
because government is not monitoring
Even
them.
if they're working with the government, I don't think
Yeah.
they're doing enough.
If government pushes foot on the ground and ensure that they wear those things, and any of them that defaults, government should retrieve or resign those contracts with them, then they will sit up. Because as individuals, if you ask them, oh boy, why are you not wearing your nose masks? They start abusing you because they feel that they don't owe you any duty. But the entity they owe that duty is government that giving them that contract. They should monitor them. If they fail, government should rescind those contracts and give it to more serious persons who are claimed in and out.
All right, thank you so much, Barrister. We've got a few messages here. Good morning, Seth. My name is Michael, all the way from Singapore. I've been trying to call your WhatsApp line, but it's saying busy. Yeah, I had a few persons calling me. You didn't say anything, that's all you said. Try call again. This is Aisha from Abuja. Your Lagos smells brewer. I've been to Lagos a few times. I have a few properties in Lagos and a few businesses. I had to run away. Technology. I think you're saying that you had to run away you had to take your restaurant away from Lagos State.
She took
Because
her
of,
flight.
because of the terrible. So I think she has. I think Aisha has a chain of restaurants.
Okay.
I think the smell. I don't know, but I think that's what
That
she
will
said.
also affect her business
Yeah.
because I cannot
It's
eat
not
in a very
bad,
dirty
no.
or smelling environment.
This-
Personally, I cannot go in there.
This is Chioma from Surulere. I've been trying to call in. Your number is same thing. It is heartbreaking seeing how Lagos smells. It is terrible and also deplorable. Yeah, but take it easy. I run a Calabar kitchen and I'm frustrated. She says. Hi, my name is Anthony, all the way from Aja. Lagos smells. I'm so proud of Lagos. I've been here all my life. But if there's one thing that I cannot stand about Lagos, is the smell. Lagos smells so bad.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
This is Chukudi from Apapa. Apapa is the center of smells, as Lagos is the center of excellence. This is Farouk from Ikorodu. Where I am, it's not so smelly, but when I step out, it is so terrible. Just like the man Yusuf said, my own area does not smell, but going out is terrible. I ensure I never eat outside so they don't kill me. Ngozi from Toronto. I have a few properties in Lagos, trying to sell them off. I'm actually leaving Lagos. Everything about Lagos is tiring. We have a few more I'm a business owner in the US and in Dubai. I frequent Nigeria every now and then, and I love staying in Lagos because of the party life. But Lagos smells. That I wish I pray somebody from the state government is listening, Barrister.
Yes.
There's no way you
They
can have
should.
there's no way you can have
Yes.
any positive review about the smell of Lagos.
What you are giving them is feedback for them to adjust.
Lagos smells like
You know what
the smell is terrible. Barrister,
What
yesterday I went to church. I have to be sincere. Yesterday I went to church and I had to jump vehicles. Lagos smells. The smell is so terrible. It is almost impossible to breathe in certain places. You have to hold your breath. Have you been to motorways? When you're coming,
That's 7 Up.
7 Up, where the refuse is stored,
Yes.
you ask yourself, they have offices there, you ask yourself, how do the people here survive?
Yes.
Some of them is become normal. I saw somebody eating a bath
Yes.
in that spot with all of the smell. And I was there with a senior colleague and he said, it is normal for him now. That's what it is. So I don't think Lagos is the only state that has so much refuse in Nigeria, nor in the world.
And this ozone odors, the stench will be killing.
It's killing
the
organs in the
cells
body.
of-
It's
of
killing
their
organs in
lungs.
the body.
And the esophagus
Yeah.
and all that. And that will give them health problems.
Health problems in the future.
Because their body has now conditioned to those smells. That does not make it proper. Because when the body has conditioned to those smells, it means that the organs are dying gradually, that they can no longer detect or decipher or differentiate the good smell and the bad
And the
smell.
bad smell. When it happens in the future, we'll say village people. It's
Yes.
not village people. Sometimes it's our lifestyles in Lagos. This is Property 360 on Top of 90.9 FM. Comes your way every Monday from 10 a.m. all the way to 11 a.m. What we do on the show is we tackle serious issues plaguing Lagos, issues that will take Lagos to the next step, issues around Nigeria, and of course around the world as regarding real estate, how to invest. I've been here with my very good friend, who's a senior brother, Barrister Kasnanya. Barrister, what's the final words before we leave?
Yeah, my final word is my opening statement. Lagos State government is eager to pay compensation to those who own properties along the right of way of easement. So what I have said, the position of the law is not only those who have title documents like C of O registered in Simon. I am saying that under the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, compensation is payable to owners of property. Under the Land Use Act, compensation is payable. Once government is acquiring any property or land, as we say in law, for public purpose, government is duty bound to pay compensation, irrespective of the fact whether the owners have title documents or not. Because when the Supreme Court decided in the case of Ididu against Okumagba, that decision concerns families in Warri, Delta State. That matter got to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court established the ways, 5 ways of proving title or ownership to land. So among these ways are ownership of title document like C of O. So there are other ways. I'm bringing this to the fore, knowledge of Lagos State government. Those who advise the government, no matters of law, should advise them properly so that they don't attract a wider door for litigation. Because if you acquire my land and you demolish the property,
Because I don't have your
because I don't have
set
C of O,
requirement.
I will take you to court. I will sue you because I know what the law is, and I'm saying it here boldly. The law is not that line they are towing. The law is pay compensation to people who own properties, whether they have title or not, as long as they can prove it with any of these 5 ways established by Supreme Court. One of these is oral tradition, an account of witnesses, old men who live around that place who can testify that this land belongs to Mr. Seth. In my village, people don't have title documents. Can you say that the land belonging to Anyanwu family
It's not their land.
is not our land?
When
The
the
same-
whole
the
when the
same-
whole
the
community
same
can prove that
is
it's on the
also-
land for more than 50 years.
The same is also applicable in Lagos State. That is the law.
All right. Thank you so much, Barrister. You can only get this on Property 360. Lagos, I'll leave you with my parting word as always. It doesn't matter how effective your words are. It doesn't matter how productive your words are. We're having a lot of calls coming in. Can you imagine? We're calling now. It doesn't matter how effective your words are. It doesn't matter how productive your words are. You may be a Christian, you may be a Muslim, you may be a traditionalist. At the end of the day, if you're going to look for work to do, Sakpa is going to blow you. Lagos, have a beautiful week. Thank you so much.